Welcome to the summer session of Philosophy 181, Ethics. I am the instructor for this course. My name is Jeff Fisher. In this video, I want to run you through how the course is going to work, how you'll be graded, and in kind of more generally, just what's going to be expected of you, how you're going to complete the course. Now, I trust this isn't news to any of you, but this course is asynchronous. And what that means is that there is no one time at which we're all going to meet. We're never going to meet all together in person. We're never going to meet all together even in the same Zoom room. Rather, there's, asynchronous, not one time at which we do everything. And so you're given considerable freedom as to when you will complete various aspects of the course. And so the course is going to be run through Sakai. And so what I want to do now is show you what that's going to look like, show you what the Sakai page looks like. Bring it up. There we go. So when you open up Sakai, you have your list of courses over there on the left, and so obviously your list is going to look different than mine. Your Sakai might in general look a little bit different than mine since you're a student and I'm an instructor, but I think it looks relevantly similar. Anyways, you click on PHIL181 Summer SU25, and something like this will pop up. And so I'm going to walk you through how exactly this works. So the first thing that you'll see right up at the top there is my name and then my email address. That's how you get a hold of me. You have questions about how the course works. You have questions about the content of the course. You have questions about your grade, whatever it might be. Feel free to email. Email whenever you like. I check my email regularly. I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. But there it is, jfisher8 at luc.edu. Okay. Next thing that you'll find on the page that I'm scrolling through right now is the schedule. Now, the summers, and then you'll find a grading breakdown and just some other things. But the main thing on the Sakai page is the schedule. Now, the summer term consists of 6 weeks, and so I have the schedule broken down into 6 weeks. Week 1, week 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What you will do, the way you will complete the course, the way you will learn the content, you'll take yourself through the course, is by following this schedule for each week. Now, you don't have to do everything day by day. So June 30th is the first day of the class. It might be that on June 30th, you have to work 12 hours and then take your grandma to, and whatever. You might have a insanely packed schedule on June 30th. You don't have to do anything on June 30th. The way this course is broken up is into weeks. And so by the end of week 1, you need to have finished the things for week 1. And so that doesn't necessarily need to be on June 30th or even the next day. How many days are in June? Is there June 31st? I don't know. It doesn't matter. But by the end of the week, by July 3rd, you need to have finished actually, it's by July 6th. You need to have finished the notes. We'll get to that in just a second. But so how does that work? So what are you going to do each week? So you basically just go in order through what I say. So week 1, June 30th to July 3rd, first thing you're going to do, it says to do is to watch. And then there's a link, Unit 1 Overview. So you just click on that and a video will pop up, a YouTube video of me in this very same setting saying stuff. And so you watch that, right? That's what it told you to do on the page there. Watch that. And so you do that. Keep going. Then you're supposed to read. You're supposed to read Roe versus Wade, sections 8 to 11. Well, how do you do that? Well, you just click on it and it's going to open up. There are no books that you have to buy for the class. All of the readings are supplied on the Sakai page as PDFs. All you have to do is click on the assigned reading. Excuse me. and a PDF of that reading will pop up. Now, a lot of the readings are limited. You don't have to read the whole PDF. So, for instance, your first reading assignment is Roe versus Wade, sections 8 to 11. You do not have to read the entirety of Roe versus Wade. The PDF that opens up is the entirety of Roe versus Wade. You don't have to read this part or there. See, that's section 1. You don't have to read that. All you have to read is sections 8 to 11. So you'd scroll down till you find section 8. You should have, there it is, page 13. So you read this and then following down until you get through section 11. Right? So what is that? That's maybe 5 pages or so. So you would read that. And then it tells you to go back and watch. And now you have a series of videos to watch. And again, these are all just links, and it's going to open up a video of me talking about the thing that you just read. And so these are all lecture videos about Roe versus Wade sections 8 to 11. And this is really how you're going to learn the material from the course. That's the idea. This is really what taking the course is. You do reading assignments and then you watch these lecture videos. And then you finish watching those and you move on to the next reading assignment. And so the next reading assignment, again, it's just a PDF. It opens up. There it is. This one, if there's nothing written, no kind of qualification, no pages or sections, whatever section 8 to 11, it's just you're supposed to read the whole thing. So you're supposed to read the entirety of Judith Jarvis Thompson's Defense of Abortion. You read all that, you watch these videos. Move on to the next thing. You then read pages 71 to 81 of Peter Singer's Practical Ethics, and you watch this one video. And then once you get to this kind of double line, that means that's all you have to do for the week. And so you have freedom with regard to how exactly you break up when you do these things. If you want, you could do the entirety of week 1 on June 30th, on Monday, June 30th. You could do the whole thing, and that'd be fine. If you want, you could put it all off to the very end of week 1. What probably makes the most sense is to kind of break it up a little bit. Do some on June 30th, do some the next day, some the following day, and so on. But you have considerable freedom as to how exactly you do that. And then so you get to the end of week 1, you're done with week 1. There's nothing else written there. That's all you have to do. Easy. One thing I haven't mentioned, you are required to take notes on the videos. So you don't have to take notes on the readings. You do have to take notes on the videos. And you are required to submit your notes to me by the end of the week. And you will submit them under the assignments tab. So if you look over on the left here, assignments, this will doubtlessly look very different for you than it does for me, since I'm the instructor, you're the student. But you'll see something that says something like week 1 notes. That's where you will submit your notes for week 1. You take notes on the lecture videos. You treat the lecture videos as though they were actual lectures, like you were showing up to a class, and you're taking notes on what the lecture is about. And then at the end of the week, you submit those notes to me. By the end of the week, what I mean is the following Sunday. And so you will submit your notes to me for week 1 by the end of Sunday, July 6th. That's true all the way up until the last week. The last week, the last day of the class, last day that I can have things due is August 8th, which is that Friday. And so your notes for week 6 will be due on August 8th. But other than that, it's you these all these other notes are due by that Sunday. You can turn them in early. You can turn them in on June 30th, but they have to be turned in by July 6th, right? By the end of the week, by basically before midnight on the night of that Sunday. The notes are going to be graded pass fail. I'm not going to give you feedback on your notes. I'm not going to tell you how you can improve them or if something's missing or something like that. They're going to be graded pass fail. Basically, so long as you do them, so long as you watch all of the videos and make an earnest effort to take notes on all of them and then submit them on time, you will pass. You don't have anything to worry about. Um, but that's the notes. So submit them on Sky, graded pass fail. They are all together jointly worth 20% of your grade. And so if you turn in all of your notes on time and you've taken notes on all the videos, you will get 100% on the notes portion of your grade. That's 20% of your overall grade for which you will receive a 100%, right? So that's what you'll be doing every week. So to go back to the schedule, right? So what you would really do for week one is you would watch this video and take notes on it as you're watching it. And then you'd read the Roe versus Wade, okay, fine, fine, fine. Then you'd go watch these videos and take notes on them as you're watching them. Read, take notes, and watch. Read, take notes, and watch. And then once you're done watching and taking notes on this last video, you send me, you turn in, submit your notes for that week. And then you're done for that week. And for week one, there's nothing else to do. Week two comes around. It's similar kind of story. You're going to read some, you're going to watch things and take notes. Read, take notes, read, take notes. Week two is a little bit different because there's an exam. You are required to take the exam by midnight on the night of July 13th. So that's basically, again, that Sunday. You can take the exam, sorry, I should say this. The exam will be located under tests and quizzes on Sakai. There's nothing there yet. I haven't put them in yet. But when time comes for it, that's where you'll find the exams. There are 4 exams. You are going to take them. You will be allowed to take them at any point during the week in which they are assigned. So at any point in week 2, you can take exam 1. It will be open. So exam 1 opens on July 7th. And then you must take it by July 13th. Yeah, so there's a significant window that you have there. So if you read and watch and take notes on all the things on July 7th, you could take the exam on July 7th if you wanted. You could take it on July 8th. You can take it at any point during that week. You would not be able to take it during week 1. It won't be open. But any point during this week, and you must take it by July 13th. The format of the exam, they are going to consist of 4 short answer questions that you will fill out on Sakai. Now, I've said that you can take them at any time that you like during the week. Once you open it, however, you will only have 50 minutes. 50. 50 minutes to complete the exam. And so don't open the exam until you're ready to take it. Because once it's open, the timer's ticking and that's it. So you have 50 minutes to take the exam once you start it, but you can take it at any point during week 2. I will put review sheets for the exams into the resources folder. They're not there yet. I will put them there when the exam comes around. So that week, I will put the review sheet up into the resource folder. There will be an exam one review sheet in the resource folder during week two. Right? It'll go live week two. And the review sheet basically just kind of points you to the things that you need to know for the exam. And so you can kind of read the readings, watch the videos, you have your notes, you then go to the review sheet and use that to kind of solidify your understanding of the material. And so you can find that in the resources folder. For exam one, it'll go live week two. For subsequent exams, so for exam two, it'll go live during week three, right? And so you'll find them all there. The exams themselves will be open book, open note. Look at your books or look at the PDFs. You can look at your notes. You can look at your review sheet. That's fine. You are not allowed to work with each other, right? So don't take the exams together. And you're not allowed to use AI, things like that, Chat GPT or anything. Don't use things like that. That counts as plagiarizing. Don't use it even for grammar or anything. Don't use anything. And I would recommend, in fact, not using it to study. It tends to, what I use the exams for is to gauge your understanding of the material. That's what I'm looking for. And that's what you're doing on the exams. You're trying to demonstrate to me, and this is a way to approach the exams. You're trying to demonstrate to me how well you understand the material. Using ChatGPT does not do that. That doesn't demonstrate to me how well you understand the material. And so I wouldn't even really use it to study either, because ChatGPT answers are often very obvious. I mean, maybe not always, but often. And when I see an answer that was fairly clearly crafted using ChatGPT, well, that's going to get a very low score because you're not demonstrating to me how well you understand the material. You are just taking something from ChatGPT or wherever, whatever AI you like or whatever, and passing it along to me. If you study using ChatGPT, if you use ChatGPT, for instance, to like go through the review sheet, it's going to give you things that you might study that are going to sound like ChatGPT. And so when I go and read your exam, it's going to look to me kind of just like, well, no, this isn't actually their understanding of the material. This very clearly looks like ChatGPT's understanding of the material, right? Don't even use it to study. Just don't use it for anything in the course. If you have questions about the material, consult the lecture videos. That's kind of what they're for. Or obviously, you can just consult me. You can send me a question over email. We can meet over Zoom. I'm more than happy to meet. That's essentially what office hours are going to be for this class. I'm not going to hold regular office hours. I hold office hours by appointment. You shoot me an email, say, hey, I just want to talk about whatever this argument from James Rachel's. Do you have time to meet? Yeah, sure, absolutely. We'll set up a little meeting. It'll be fine. That's how office hours will work. I'm happy to do that pretty much at any time you like. Okay, so that's how the exams will work. One last thing to say about the exams. So exam one is going to cover all of the material that we've covered up until that point. Exam two only covers the material since exam one. None of the exams are cumulative. Every exam covers only the material since the last exam. So exam two, the second unit here is on Aristotle. Exam two is just on Aristotle. Exam three, which is the following week, is just on Unit 3, which is on Aquinas. Exam 4, which is the final exam that you'll take, but it's not a final exam. Exam 4 is just the Unit 4 exam, And it covers the material since exam three, right? So none of the exams are cumulative. Now, exam four, so all of these exams, so exams one, two, and three, the due date is by midnight on the Sunday night of the end of the week. So July 27th is the Sunday. You're supposed to take it by midnight on the night of July 27th. August 8th, exam four. August 8th is a Friday. And so exam four, like with the notes for week six, are going to be is due on that Friday. Week six is a little bit shorter to help kind of account for that. And so yeah, I know you don't have the weekend on which to kind of study for the exam or to take the exam or whatever. There's less material in week six. But just keep that in mind because the semester ends on August 8th. The notes and the exam need to be completed by August 8th, which is that Friday. Each exam is worth 20% of your grade. And since there are four exams, the exams total are 80% of your grade. The other 20% is your notes. That's your grade. Basically, everything I was just saying is kind of contained here, if you like. And as I'd said, there are no required books. Don't plagiarize on any of the exams or anything you're going to be turning in. And that's pretty much the course. It's fairly straightforward. You basically just follow what the schedule takes or what the schedule says. Um, you just go through it in order. Now, if, like I said at the beginning, if you have any questions, if this isn't clear, um, if you're unclear about how the exams work, or if you're unsure about what some of the material means, or if you're, or whatever it might be, feel free to just email. Feel free to set up a meeting. I'm more than happy to answer questions over email. I'm more than happy to meet with you one-on-one over Zoom. So do let me know if you do have any questions, and good luck with the course.